Yeah, blue just snuck in, gate to the left, so they are all nice and quietly filing out. Probably until red gets over there. I'm not sure where he is, though. They're apparently ignoring him to a point. They wasted a little out of that one. Blueby. All I could just say Blue's name. They figured it out. Oh, that's why you had one over there that didn't want to move. Easy, Blue. I told you Red would get in the way. Red, get out of there, you dumbass. Easy, ladies. Easy. Blue, back off. Rainy even helped a little this morning. Blue, that was not nice. Oh, apparently they did like that bale after all. And yeah, there's some on the ground, but not near what I expected. If they don't like it, they just, kind of make a big mess. So that ain't too bad. They've done worse with good bales of hay. Oh, my hands are full. Coffee cup and a napkin, so I can't. Come here, coffee cup, before I drop you. Because while I'm here, there we go. Start of the sunrise. And that's what it's. Yeah, that's what's above it. Okay. See what the day brings. Oh, crap. I got that mailbox working on, don't I? I just had to remember that, didn't I? I could have gone all week without remembering that. Not quite sure how it's going to work yet, but that's 5-foot piece of 4-inch tubing. That's going to go in the ground. However much sticks up. And I'm contemplating, do I put a flat plate on top of it and then bolt a piece to it coming up? Or do I weld a piece of tubing in the end of that? Because I'm going to take what's on here off. Knock the extras off of that. And that'll be the upright. And the reason it was done that way was to hold both mailboxes. Originally, it was just Mom and Dad's mailbox. And when I did it, literally all I did was cut it off. Put that piece on. Put this back on it. And I'll tell you how long it's been. I mean, other than, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it's been, when we added the mailbox, that's the last time I touched this. And before that, I guess we have redone it up there since, because we redid the sign and all that stuff in the posts. But this mailbox, I actually built when I was 14. We'd straighten the old mailbox 4 times in 1 week, because somebody liked to take a baseball bat to it. And yes, a baseball bat has been taken to this one. That's half a piece of 8-inch well casing. And I was thinking it was wider than that. That's 1.25 by 1. There's 3 pieces of that down each side to support this. And then it's just, 16 gauge or so for the sides. With the original bottom, with a mailbox that has got, that bottom's got to be probably 60 years old anyway. And we did use the original lid once, and that didn't last very long. Actually, the lid off this one's sitting in the other one, and it's sitting up there on the stump in case the mailman comes. Oh yeah, and that's the original flag off the original mailbox too. When I actually used to look at that, I used to make them right. What's that, a piece of, I suppose that's probably 14 gauge. And that's not quite 8-inch. We used the bracket and everything. But yeah, we'll see how long the new one lasts. But I gotta still figure this out. I got a feeling I'm gonna be kind of welding this piece back where it used to be, and maybe taking the others to add on to the base over there. We'll see what happens. Use the scrap I got. Way too much time on this already, but revelations here now that I got it all apart. This was Mom and Dad's old box. Paper box was on here. That was where our box was. In order to mount this, I got to have at least a 1-inch piece because of the recess in this. Hey, guess what we got? 1 inch. And it'll work. It'll be offset, but tough shit, it'll work. So now the revelation is I'm using that part. Cut it off here. Cut it off here. That and that will go together. And I can throw a piece underneath just because there's going to be, some will say a weak spot. Well, it's quarter wall tube. Time that's V'd and welded, it ain't going to go nowhere. And I'm going to knock that off because it don't need to be there. And we made this on a little angle. You can tell, kind of that way, because that's the way the post was up there. We matched it so it went straight out to the road. Just so happens 4 inches between these. That's 4 inch. We're going to U-bolt it on. That's my plan. If somebody does hit the mailbox, ideally it'll just swing it back, tighten it up, and you're good. And then hopefully, as long as they don't go clear over and take the post out like the young lady did. And I have another piece of this outside. I think it's the same size. It might be a butt hair bigger. If it's a butt hair bigger, that's fine. That means this end will be up in the air. And it can stick up higher than this. It doesn't matter. It can be 10 feet high. It doesn't matter. What I figured before was I needed at least 8 feet to get 3 feet in the ground. And then say with the drop and get high enough. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's my plan of attack now, and trying to hold that and cut it in the saw over there is not the best option, so I think I'm going to fire up the gas-powered, clamp that thing onto the sawhorse, and see what I can do. She finally made it back from town.
They were packed.
Every place was packed.
Literally.
Traffic was a bitch. And
I got the last freaking parking spot at all 3 places that I went.
took her forever, but hey, she brought lunch back. I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, my Krakow's gut bombs.
That was the only place that was not packed. I'm not even joking. They had wrapped around Wendy's, Jack in the Box that's over there, completely wrapped around.
So, there it is.
It's not yours.
It didn't line up exactly perfect, but close enough. Used that piece of angle iron and a couple of chain clamps and clamped her on. And it was 1 inch hole on each side here and at the other end. Filled those with smaller diameter 3/8 washer and filled it in. Good enough. It's going to be in the ground about here, give or take. So that'll be just out of the ground. Level of the road is going to be up here, which gives us just about right to get the mailbox on top.
Make sure that that's the right height.
She wants to know if I measured it. I have measured 10 or 15 times, and this should stick up higher than it needs to. That is what I know.
Because here it's 41 to 45 inches.
Uh-huh.
So.
And we're going to knock that address marker in the ground a little deeper because it's going to be right underneath it. And I got to figure out where to put it. I got to figure out what we're doing with this. The bottom's busted up, and where it was mounted before, it was kind of underneath the mailbox or beside it. Yeah, put it like that. You can drop it in.
Well,
you think he's going to get out and walk 3 feet to put it in there? If it's on the post, he ain't going to get to it. So I'm seriously thinking about just take a couple of straps and drill and tap holes in the bottom of the piece the mailbox will be on. gets it out of the way. If we put the mailbox on the high side, then that should be high enough. We'll see. But yeah, she got the concrete and stuff for putting it in, and paint. Yeah, any paint, of course.
Oh, yeah.
So now I got to get that cleaned up and painted.
The paint, yeah, of course.
Which means odds are it won't be up today. Oh yeah, and couldn't get enough paint of one color.
So this I only got 3 cans of, and this I got 5 cans of.
So
I wanted this color.
we're gonna do a coat with the lighter color, and then go over with the darker color. That's the lighter of the 2 colors. It may just stay that color. It's actually almost the same color as what this was. It's like a shade or a shade and a half lighter colored than it was. So, and believe it or not, I can't tell you how many coats are really on there. I've probably gone over it like 6 times. Just light coats, especially the first one. Put a good stick coat on it. I just got that and this both covered with pretty much the same amount on 1 can. And I figured I was going to use 2 or 3. And I might still. It's going to get a little heavier coat. The bad thing is, we sure aren't going to be able to put this in the ground today. So, I guess that's for tomorrow. I'm hoping to just use the chainsaw auger. That's a 4-inch pipe. I got a 4-inch auger for it. We'll probably put the 6-inch on and concrete around it, do a little better base. And then the plan is to fill it with concrete so it doesn't rust out from the inside as quick. And then however full we get it, it's however full we get it. If we get it clear full, we'll make the top look okay and call it good. Otherwise, I'll just make a cap and set on top of it, just to keep the rain out of it, keep the moisture from getting in. So that's what I know. And, you know, you think you got things. 4-inch exhaust clamps will clamp that on just right. I have like 5 3-inch exhaust clamps upstairs and 7 or 8 5-inch, no 4-inch. So I made my phone call to Napa. The guy says, yep, we got 6 of them. I said, I only need 2. Put them on the shelf for me. So I headed to town while I painted this. I just forgot, almost forgot. I haven't used this can yet, but there's paint on the tip. I'll tell you why. It came off the other can. Because sometimes when you have the paint selection and storage that we do, even when you get new stuff right from the store, if it's been sitting around, you get a little chunky in there and it plugs the tip. And you know, you can blow the tips out once or twice if you're lucky. So if I'm using more than 1 can at a time, I just swap the tip to the new one and save the old tip. There's an old can top over with all the cans over there that's got, I don't know, there's probably 7 or 8 in there. And most paint outfits use the same tip anymore, but there's a couple of oddballs yet. So I got a couple oddballs in there too, just because. I just thought I'd throw that out there. It saves screwing up a can and throwing it away because you think you're done with it. Well, I helped her with a bunch more of those. That one, she's got one letter she's still working on to put on yet. And I know somebody that knows who that one's for, and the one missing the letter too. And she's got 2 of these left here. And I think they each get 4 on them. Otherwise, those things are done, so yeah. And with, I don't know if I've mentioned it before or not, this one I got lucky. This one was able to put the screws in where it's double thickness. Ones that I couldn't, cut a piece of lath, space them. Works just fine. I told her she better only need 1 more piece of lath because that's all I got left. Not really. I mean, there's probably 15-20 feet of it down in the barn, but that's all I got left of what I brought up. So, and yeah, watching paint dry. I've been watching paint dry. I'm gonna let the cows in and go in. They actually let me get out of the way, believe it or not. All right, here we go. We got Dancer, who still has her tag and her ear crooked. She's got it flipped. But the only way you can get it flipped back is actually get a hold of it and twist it. Let's see, she was going to try to splatter me. Bunch more tails going up. Oh, anyway. Yeah, the sun ain't quite that high. That's where it's coming through the clouds, so. There's the rest of the day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all had a good day, and hope everybody has a great hump day.